blacks who are not friends with us, basically, who we supposedly, could be at war with, that we have an issue with. Why would you then allow these people to manufacture, 90% of our stuff? It don't make sense. So back to Trump again. Here you have Trump basically saying, hey, this shit got to stop because these people are scamming. If we don't get these people to basically bring these manufacturing jobs and these plants back to America, basically make America great again or what have you, then yeah, it's just, you have to believe that that's possible. And then you still got to look at the whole thing. And I talked about this before, the whole make America great again thing. I mean, go back. And this is the thing for white folks, because they bought into this. And it's like, what America are you talking about? Because America has never been great for black people, as we know. And it's like, what is that? That's why the whole slogan is racist to us, because, if you're talking about going backwards to black people, you're getting closer to the 60s. You're getting closer to slavery. We don't want that. What are you talking about? We wasn't included. So is that what you're saying? And then, other people look at it as far as like a time when we had factories, a time when we had the automakers here and we was making everything here and building our own stuff. It's kind of what Trump was trying to say. But it was still then, even during the Great Depression, of course, even during slavery, like, make no mistake, it was never great for them as well. I mean, it's bullshit. So, I mean, it was great as far as his regular job he got out of high school was enough to basically pay his mortgage, car note, put food on the table, have 3 vacations a year, and mom stay home and just be a stay-at-home mom off of dad's one salary without no college education. That was how it was for them back in the day. It's not like that no more. And now women are more empowered and they want to work and they know better. They don't want to just be sitting home. So, like, when you go back and look, it was never really great for them. We had, look what happened with Black Wall Street. The reason why they were so pissed is because they came home from World War I and they had nothing. They were starving in the streets out of those white folks. And they looked over and seen these black people have this amazing, beautiful town. And they worked their way up and they built that town. But then you had the government basically not doing anything for the white folks who returned home from the war. They was pissed. And then you have that. You had the Great Depression that happened. We had a lot of white people kill themselves. Economy was bad. They had to go on welfare. Everything that happened with that. If it was so great for them, remember, it's more white folks on welfare than black people. And that has to do, of course, we know, with population, but still. What they're not seeing is how they're getting screwed and been getting screwed by this government as well. They're too busy looking at color and making it like, they're getting some type of benefits and rewards or trophy for claiming something that's been, not beneficial to them really when you pay attention, because you have, a lot of white folks went belly up 2008. A lot of white folks lost a lot of stuff, not as much as us. But it hasn't been a smooth run that like they want you to believe. But make America great again, I mean, for the corporations. And we go back to the 50s to where they had to basically pay way more in taxes. Remember, that's new stuff. You go back to the 50s, these millionaire corporations, these companies, they was paying way more in taxes. There was no tax breaks, none of that stuff for them back then. They had to pay their fair share. So, and this is again what Trump's talking about when he says make America great. It's part of his whole thing. Well, the corporations used to pay, we got to get back to that. But then you can't say that and then be on TV gloating and saying, hey, this guy made a billion. This guy made a few $100 million. I made these guys a lot of money. And then there's people out here, who lost a lot, who's struggling right now. And it's crazy. But you see stuff like that. And then you see these videos of China and these other countries and these people living good. And it's nothing like the propaganda we've been seeing as far as them trying to slander and destroy these countries. So, it's questions you got to ask yourself. A lot of people hit me with these questions. I just say, you just got to look. And it seems far-fetched, except, if you travel, then you've seen it with your own eyes. I've seen it before, living in Sweden for so long, almost 13 years. And seeing everything there and seeing how completely different it was, going to Germany and seeing that it was completely different than what I thought. It's just so many countries. I mean, especially Asian countries. It's just completely different. It's just nobody really cares. We've been programmed to follow what's trending, to follow what's popular, what the rappers are doing, and what have you. That's what's trending in America. That's what we've been programmed to follow. Other countries, they do not follow that. It's just people are living way better than we are. And the main thing is happiness. Not having to worry about paycheck to paycheck and bills, knowing that your landlord is not going to throw you out on the street because they can't. And it's programs and it's assistance to help you out. And not just that, it's a system in place that to protect you, to make sure that you'll be fine if anything should happen with you and your job. Not like here in America where you lose your job, you're done. You can't pay your rent. Oh, well, get the fuck out. Pay rent in 5 days or leave or buy or what have you. I mean, it's crazy. You can literally be standing in a place for 10 years, pay rent every day on time for 10 years straight. As soon as you short rent, as soon as you late on that rent 10 years later, they put a fucking notice on your door to say, get the fuck out. That's crazy. So again, corporations, stuff we got to look at. Pay bills, utility bills in Sweden is every 3 months. And it's still cheaper than what we pay here. So every 3 months. So 4 times a year, you're paying bills, utility bills, right? And you get paid once a month over there. So you get one big paycheck. But if you want to, you can get paid, you can request in advance and get paid every week if you want to, right? By law, they have to give it to you. But it's just so much that we're seeing, a lot of people are waking up to, and I've been getting a lot of questions from people that's basically saying, is this really like that? Is this really that way? I've been arguing with people, and people saying, well, they don't like black people over here, don't go there. I don't like black people over here, don't go there. And it's bullshit because I've been there and it's fine, right? So it's just a lot going on right now. It's a lot coming, a lot still to come. A lot of people are going to be confused about what they're seeing. But again, these are things that you should be prepared for and things you should understand by now if you're conscious and you're really dealing with all this. Don't get too caught up in a lot of stuff because, we got a long way to go. I mean, it's a lot coming. It's a lot happening. It's going to happen with this economy. It's a lot that's going to still happen with China. We still basically, Russia and them still basically at war. And that's going to escalate. And then, what's going to happen with trade? What's going to happen with, everything that's going on with China and manufacturing, and are they going to patch that up? And here's the biggest one that nobody's really talking about, Mexico, right? So you guys know I'm ex-military. I have military buddies I've been talking to that's down in Mexico right now. America has ships near there. And I said this in the videos. They want to bring Mexico as a part of the United States, and it's going to happen. He's coming for Mexico. Pay attention to everything that's going on. One of the things you got to know, if you don't know this already, the CIA control a lot of the cartels in Mexico. That may be far-fetched to a lot of you, but it's the truth. Because first of all, a lot of those cartel guys are multi-billionaires. They are stinking rich. Griselda Blanco, she was stinking rich. A lot of those guys over there, and it can be women too. A lot of those cartel guys are stinking rich. They are very smart, very smart. And some of them are CIA run, driven, or what have you. And it just is what it is. But you got to look at everything, man. Look at what's been going on and what's been happening lately. One, it don't make sense, man. And this is how you're going to pick up on it and know that it's kind of close. It don't make sense for them. It don't make business sense either to get rid of the Mexican people. I've seen videos, I've talked about this before as well, of construction workers and people who in real estate complaining because they're looking around at a site and it's completely empty. There's no workers because the undocumented, the Mexicans are not there. They've been deported or too scared to come to work. And stuff is just left sitting there. So we're talking about multi-million-dollar companies, billion-dollar companies, and they make their bread and butter off of this. Why is Trump screwing them? What's going on? What are we not seeing? And that's one of the things. So we've been having this drama for a long time. And then Trump come in the door. We go back to the first presidency. Build a wall, right? Immigration. What are they doing? What are they attacking this for? They're attacking it for their reason. Now, you got to understand, especially for Mexican people, they're going to look at it and be like, well, shit, if we become a part of America, hell yeah. I can see my family. I ain't got to worry about crossing the border. I can get away from the cartels. They're going to get the cartels under control, right? It's going to be safe in Mexico. Oh, Mexico's going to be rich. They're going to come and build and blah, blah, blah. And then it's really a move. And it's just part of the whole so-called, New World Order uprising, if you really pay attention to it. Because one, it's a chess move. I talked about before in personal economics and, in stock market. One, China's already bringing stuff into Mexico. So you already had all those corporations, Tesla included, build those major factories and everything down in Texas so they can get stuff from Mexico into Texas quicker. And they had already, built warehouses and stored a bunch of products and stuff in there waiting for tariffs or what have you. So they have a bunch of stuff they brought in that's not going to be tariffs or taxed or what have you, heavy tariffs on it because they brought it in before, all that was implemented. They did that early. These people are smart. But now, if America gains Mexico, and if you want to look at it from that point of view, you get Mexico as, part of the United States. What is China going to do? We are the largest buyer of Chinese products, and it's a big deal. But China still, and I put it on Merkabah Scholar Society website to show you guys my orders from China were still coming in because, the word was out, hey, China can't send stuff to America. So for my Scholar Society members, you've seen, I posted, my receipt and my tracking or what have you to see, and my stuff came to show you guys stuff is still coming in from China. A lot of stuff. So that's still happening and getting in how they're getting it in. There was no delay for my stuff. My stuff's still coming in. But now, if you get Mexico, that's a big deal. That's a big deal because now it's like, that's a big move against China. What is that going to do? What is that going to do? And then that could be something that could lead the war or what have you. And, we'll see what happens. But make no mistake, Mexico will become a part of the United States. And it will happen. This is something that is just going to happen. And Canada, what have you, what's going to happen with that whole thing, we'll see. But I just know it's coming. So yeah, stay up on that. It just makes more sense than anything else. It just makes sense. And for Mexican people, of course, they're going to look at it and say, well, yeah, this makes sense. You have a lot of companies down there already in Mexico. The real estate market is going to be much more booming. Just think about bringing infrastructure on the American scale, or just even with just some of these other business entities that exist in America that's foreign, and what they've been able to do here. So you're talking about smart cities. Look at what they're building in Mexico right now. Those resorts are next level. But then now, coming under the fold of America, that's a big deal. But how that would translate and, how that would work out would be, I would think it would be a freaking paperwork nightmare how you would get there, especially for people that's not like Americans. Like, how are you going to go in there and basically say, we're taking this is ours now? You listen. But for the people to get rid of the drama that they're dealing with over there, I think they'd be more willing to do so. So you look at all the buildup and everything that's been happening with immigration and everything that's been happening with Mexico and America, and it's just a lot more people is going to be with it than against it. But yeah, it's a lot coming up, man. A lot to get into. I'm going to be back on here. Got a lot of videos to put up. Scholar Society members, keep checking your emails. We got a lot coming up. Like I said, I've been super busy taking care of stuff. This is really important for me to get this app out because it's going to be our way of communicating, and there's a lot more to it that I'm not going to get into on here, but we'll talk about in the society. So yeah, it's going to be dope. It's going to be cool. Link is in the description. It's been $18 a month. Link is in the description. There's a lot of people who joined up, smart people. I left it open, so link is in the description for anybody want to join. $18 a month, and it comes with a lot. So if you bitching about 18 a month, don't even worry about it. We don't need your money. But if you understand what you're getting with that, then you understand it is what it is. But yeah, make sure you guys check your email, Scholar Society members. And you guys already know we got a lot to get into, a lot to talk about. So yeah, guys, stay tuned. A lot coming up, a lot going on. And it's just been so much last couple of weeks, a lot of work to do to take care of to get into this buildup of what's to come. But you guys are going to see, and I'll talk about it a little bit on YouTube as much as I can. Again, you guys know I'm in shadow man. My stuff is not showing up. A lot of people are not getting this. I don't know how many people are going to even see this video. So it is what it is at this point. But that's the reason for the society. But yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch. See you guys next video. Peace.